Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and it's good to see you. And I thought today I would share with you a spell to do a love aura. And it's really simple. There's not a lot of materials to it, but if that sounds interesting to you, keep on watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch. And without further ado, let's begin. And today's video is not to specialize in auras. I'm okay with auras, I'm not the best, but today's spell is designed to give you a loving aura. And the whole purpose of it is to attract friends, attract loved ones, attract a lover. It may come in handy in situations where I used to use this spell back in the day when I was a lot younger, when I was a little bit more introverted and I had trouble sometimes talking with others. This would just give me a easier time on communicating, and sometimes it would just draw people to you that are influenced by the spell, basically. And it'll all make sense once I start explaining, how the spell works and so forth. But the purpose of it is kind of using materials, and we're going to enchant one of your fragrances. So we will need some materials. So in order to see the table, I'm going to bring you guys closer so you can see what I'm doing. So you know what that means. Hand puppet time. All right, so don't go anywhere, I'll bring you right back. Okay, so we're going to need a few materials. The most important thing you will need is your actual perfume, cologne, a fragrance. Substitution would probably, I've tried this with underarm deodorant, so if you also have deodorant, that does work as well. I just find a spray to be, I don't know, kind of witchy, and in my experience it works a lot better. But yeah, substitution could be also underarm deodorant. But you will need some fragrance. You're also going to need a candle. Something to hold the candle, it's a heat-proof safe dish. Some salt. You're definitely going to need some honey. Optional is going to be some star anise. And the reason why star anise is optional, I like to use star anise in spells like this because I need it to work on a faster timetable. So if you are working on a faster timetable, you want it more closer to instant. I mean, instant magic is not a thing, but it can occur. So you want to give it the best opportunity to work as fast as possible. Add some star anise, it gives that little oomph to it as well. So that's why we're using it, but it is optional. But what's not optional is you're going to need some fragrance, you're definitely going to need some honey, you're definitely going to need some salt, definitely going to need a candle, and something to light the candle with. Okay? Super, super simple. I'm not going to be doing this spell because I am not, I do use this fragrance and I don't need more attention, shall I say. I don't need to draw anything to me as far as people go. But for you, you're going to want to put your first and last name onto the candle. You can use, I like to use a yellow candle. A bright candle is kind of what you're aiming for. Don't use darker colors like brown or black or a deep purple or anything like that. Just try to do a brighter color. Sort of think of trying to attract something, okay? And that's super important with the color when it comes to color magic, is because we want to draw things to you. We want to draw people to you. So think of that. We're using salt. Salt tends to cleanse, so we also want to make sure that there aren't any outside influences that will be interrupting this spell. We're using honey. Honey sweetens things. When it comes to spell work, you'll find that honey is used a lot when it comes to sweetening things. And we want to sweeten people's demeanor when they do get attracted to you. We don't want any kind of commotion or issues. Honey tends to tone down some of the rowdy crowds, basically. I do find that when I didn't use honey, it tended to attract a more unsavory type of people to me that didn't really help me in life. So yeah, so add the honey. I added that back into my spell after I found that it was attracting the wrong types of people to me. So what we're going to do is, once you've inscribed your candle with your first and last name, you can also anoint the candle. I anointed it with rose oil. You can also use olive oil. You can use attraction oil, crown of success, road openers, anything that kind of resonates with you, but think of attraction. So if you have like lodestone oil, that's really good. So the oils that kind of attract or kind of open up ways or success, you would definitely want to anoint the candle with that. You're going to take your salt and you were just going to do a circle around the salt. And you guys know how I feel about a circle, especially when it comes to salt. All right, and just make sure that the salt touches the other end of the circle. We want the circle to be closed because we don't want any kind of outside influences, thought processes, jealous people. You don't want any of that influencing this spell. It's super important because we want the purest form of people being attracted to you, whether it's to be successful at a job. Maybe you are about to go to an interview and you want the best possible chance. Use this spell. If you are about to go on a date with your spouse or just a date with a new person, you might want to use this spell. If it is to just get friends, maybe you just don't have a lot of friends and you want to make new friends when you're out and about, when you're going to a bar, to a park, or to an event, use this spell. Okay, so these are just examples of it. Sky's the limit. Make the magic your own, of course. You guys know how I am. Next, you're just going to take your star anise and you're going to place that around on top of the salt, okay? Not within the circle, just on top of the salt. Okay, be careful, not in the circle, but on the actual circle itself, on the salt. Okay, once again, not in the circle, just around the circle on the salt. Okay, because the prime target is the actual fragrance or the deodorant that you did put into the center of the circle. That is the target. All right. Then you're going to take some honey. I'm not doing this spell. I love honey. I use it all the time in my tea, so you guys can too. Please excuse my honey. But you would take your honey and you would also make a circle. Now that is, when you make the circle, it's going around the salt. So you have the circle of salt, you have your star anise, and now you have your honey, and you're just going to make a circle around the salt, okay? Once again, the honey is to sweeten up this spell, give it that sweetening element when it comes to casting, sweetening element to what you're attracting, okay? Now comes the actual lighting of the candle. Okay, so after it's been inscribed, you already anointed it, you'll light the candle and you'll say this spell 3 times. Like bees to honey, moths to flame, imbue this fragrance with my name. Like bees to honey, moths to flame, imbue this fragrance with my name. Like bees to honey, moths to flame, imbue this fragrance with my name. All right, now that the candle is lit, all you're going to do is think of you just shining bright. Think of the words that you just said, how bees are making honey and it's a sweetening element, moths, how they're attracted to light, to a flame. You are the center of attraction. You have the confidence to attract anything to you. If you're not good at visualization, you're just going to say it out loud. You can also write it down if you're not good at even saying it or visualizing it. Just kind of write down the qualities that you now possess, okay? We want it in present term. You have those qualities. You're outgoing, you're friendly, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're confident, what have you, okay? Because we're imbuing this fragrance or the deodorant with your qualities, with your name, so that every time you spray this, it is going to imbue you with those qualities, but also kind of make you shine a little brighter than most people that are in the room or in that area, so that those people that are meant to cross your path will be attracted to you. So the friendship, lovers, make you stand out a little bit more when it comes to interviews, or maybe you are about to buy a house and there's 2 buyers and you want to kind of outshine the other buyer. Use this spell. Okay, sky's the limit. I've used it in many situations. I don't use it as much. You guys will, when you try this spell, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes, you know, you don't want a lot of attention, but I found like I'll just be at the grocery store and random people will come up to me like, oh, where did you find that? Or, oh my gosh, I had one lady, she just came up to me. I kid you not, true story. Excuse me, I just wanted to come, are you a model by chance? I was just like, nope. Far from that. Do I know you from somewhere? I'm like, probably not, unless you are on YouTube. You know, it was one of those instances. It can be a little awkward, and so like I said, I use this fragrance personally, so I didn't want to really do the spell and accidentally cast on this one, but I have in the past. Like I said, this is my go-to spell when it comes to trying to be a little bit more extroverted. I am an ambivert. Sometimes I'm introverted, sometimes I'm extroverted, but I'm never more than one of the other for too long. Sometimes I'll need to be more introverted. Oops. And that's it. Super simple. So when it comes to the candle, you'll just let it burn down all the way. And then of course you'll just discard the remnants. You don't need to keep the candle bits. Some witches will keep the candle remnants on their altar or close by until the spell is complete or manifested fully. I didn't find it necessary when I did this spell. I just discarded it. For me, I kind of like to do the magic and kind of forget about it. I find that it does work better for me personally. I don't know about you guys. If so, if you found it better to like kind of forget your spells, I'm kind of curious. Comment down below and let me know. Like you kind of do your spell and forget about it, or do you do your workings and kind of keep it in the forefront? I don't know. Kind of curious. But anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. If you did find today's content interesting or you're gonna try it, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. That just lets the algorithm know that you like the content, and that way it pushes it out to others so that they can experience a little bit of magic, a little bit of hope, and who knows, a little bit of change in their life. And I especially want to thank my channel members, Skinny Gal 269, The Mushroom Lady, and Susan Pfeiffer. And hopefully I said your last name right, Susan, but I appreciate you guys so much. You guys being channel members keeps things running on this platform, and if you guys know how much cost it is to make all the videos, to get the materials, and make sure that I show it to you guys correctly, it can add up. As you guys can see, I'm showing you guys my used honey, because you guys know the prices of honey. I don't play with honey. I don't know if you guys use honey, but I use honey all the time in my teas. Absolutely love it. And of course, in my witchcraft. But anyhow, I don't want to keep you guys. Enjoy your day. Thanks for coming by. And until next time, stay earthy, stay magical. Bye for now.